Eminem didn't just release a new record. He lit a match, threw it at Hollywood, and wasn't afraid to walk away. Names like Diddy, Megan Thee Stallion, Candace Owens, Christopher Reeve, and MGK get caught in the shots in the death of Slim Shady, Coup De Grâce. But the movie plays out more like a shootout. These weren't just little jabs. They were full-on attacks, given with a twisted smirk from Slim Shady that we haven't seen in years. Did Eminem say Diddy planned the death of Tupac? Why bring Christopher Reeve back just to make fun of him again? What did Megan, Candace, and MGK do that got them put on the block? Let's start with Diddy. Number 5, Diddy. Eminem says Diddy has been avoiding bullets for years, both figuratively and physically. Their beef began years ago when M released Kill Shot and slyly said that Diddy had blood on his hands from the East Coast-West Coast beef. However, there is no room for doubt in the death of Slim Shady. M says in Antichrist, "Rest in peace, Biggie and Pac. He might put a hit on me like Keith D did him." Fans were stunned by this line. This wasn't just a bar, it was a charge. The world was shocked when a hotel video of Diddy beating Cassie was shared. Then, Slim Shady showed up and made things even worse. He talks about the video that got out, of Diddy hitting and kicking Cassie in a hotel hallway by rapping that someone got their ass beat worse than Diddy did Cassie. He even makes jokes about it, Phil Gold punning her, which is a frightening figure of speech that uses real-life abuse as a metaphor. The reference wasn't just meant to shock, it was meant to show Diddy as a violent abuser who can't be forgiven, using Cassie's grief as material for lyrics. The blows kept coming. M spells out the words rapist and SA in the song Fuel, but he doesn't say them.
I'm like an R-A-P-E-R, got so many essays.
He knows exactly what those accusations mean. And then there's Grenade, where Eminem talks about Cassie's lawsuit claim that Diddy tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car when he found out they were dating. That's not a stretch. It's a story turned into a song. With a few savage lines, Eminem turned a famous businessman into an icon of violence, abuse of power, and scandal. During the whole thing, he barely blinks. Not only did Diddy catch a stray, but Shady also lined him up in his scope and shot him in full daylight. But if you thought that was dark, wait until you hear what M did to a man who's been dead for 20 years. Number 4, Christopher Reeve.
This trigger the brick who just makes liquor, who sits and leaves you disfigured and stiffer and grit stiffer. Reeve.
In everyone's eyes, Christopher Reeve was Superman in real life. After the terrible accident that left him paralyzed, he became a figure of strength and courage. But Slim Shady never saw him as a hero. He was always a joke, and Slim used his pain and the tragedy of his life as targets in song after song. He has been making fun of the late actor for over 20 years, and in the death of Slim Shady, it reaches a terrifying high point. Dance until you're wheelchair bound, horseback, do-si-do, is something M says to tease Reeve in Brand New Dance.
Horseback, little do-si-do, little bit of soul mixed with some rodeo.
It's a strange reference to the horseback riding accident that left Reeve paralyzed. He goes even further in Road Rage, saying, "Fuck you, Chris Reeve, and the horse that he rode in on." But in Guilty Conscience 2, M drops the shocking news that he recorded Brand New Dance for the Encore album back in 2004, but had to scrap it because Reeve died a month before it came out. And instead of sorrow, Reeve messed up M's track, and M says, "That motherfucker did that crap on purpose to mess up that song for us."
Man, that motherfucker did that bullshit on purpose to ruin the song.
He's not just making fun of a dead man. He doesn't like that his joke had to be changed because Reeve died. It's not satire or smart bars. It's cruel behavior towards someone who can't defend themselves. Even stranger, in the course of his career, M has made fun of Reeve more than 40 times, bringing up a real-life disaster over and over again, just for fun. But if you thought Eminem only went after famous people, wait until you see what he did to a political fire starter wearing a MAGA hat. Number 3, Candace Owens. When Candace Owens sparred with Eminem, he made sure she would never forget it. In 2023, she made fun of him for telling Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to stop what he was doing by calling him lame and internally gay. Slim Shady then dropped the mic. He starts right away in Lucifer. "I'm not gonna throw the fact that bitch forgot she was black back at her, in a cute MAGA hat and her White Lives Matter shirt." it was an attack on her views, image, and her brand as a whole. Then in Bad One, he says it again. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race. In just 2 words, he shows her not as a strong conservative voice, but a traitor who acts outraged for attention. Owens tried to brush it off by writing something sarcastic that said, "We should pray for him." But what's the truth? She was scared, because Eminem used everything about her as a tool instead of just criticizing her. His lyrics made fun of her for supporting Trump in public, taking unpopular political stands, and even being a black woman. He took the things that made her famous and turned them into insults she couldn't ignore. That's the kind of insult that doesn't just hurt, it sticks. He made it possible to laugh at her and watch it again and again. And the damage is already done when Shady makes you into a joke that millions of people repeat like a chorus. But while Candace was blistered in 2 bars, Megan Thee Stallion was pulled back into a real-life nightmare for one brutal punchline. Number 2, Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has become one of the strongest, bravest, and the boldest voice in hip-hop ever. But Eminem didn't treat her with care in the death of Slim Shady. He came with something funny to say. "If I were to ask Megan Thee Stallion if she would work with me, would I really have a shot at a feat?" He raps in Houdini.
If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? I don't know.
It is a smart play on words because shot at a feat can mean both a feature and the famous shooting she got in the foot. But what at first might sound like smooth lyrics quickly became divisive. For some Shady fans, it was classic. He turned pain into bars. But for some, it brought back the terrible things that happened when Tory Lanez shot Megan in 2020, which got Lance 10 years in jail. Eminem didn't just say it, he exploited it to make the line work better. Megan hasn't said anything in public yet, but the internet did. There were heated arguments. Is it just rap, or did Slim Shady finally cross a line? Megan has worked hard to get to the top of pop culture by being honest and open. All of a sudden, she was thrown into M's world of making fun of people. Even worse, M's choice to shoot her could turn off not only fans, but also people who might work with her in the future. Scary things are taken very seriously these days. But Slim Shady's joke still hurts people. But if that bar made people cry, Eminem's next target was already dead, only to get hit again in the album's most personal diss. Number 1, Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm my favorite rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45. I wonder.
I gotta answer this mother.
Machine Gun Kelly, also known as MGK, lit the fuse in 2018 with Rap Devil, calling out Eminem's age, career, and relevance. The rap world agreed with Eminem when he made Kill Shot in response. He won. For the next step, MGK should have taken the L. In interviews, he said that Kill Shot was just a leg shot, which kept the anger alive. M fires back again in Bad One from the death of Slim Shady. "I bodied him twice already. That little motherfucker's back throwing subs like being a food fight at the deli." Ignoring, making fun of, and being hurtful, even though years have passed, Eminem doesn't waste any time reminding everyone that he won the fight and that MGK is still angry and swinging. It was a reminder that the war was over, not a fight itself. Just one bar was enough for MGK to be kicked out of the rap talk. This man seems to be stuck in the past, battling a ghost that already won. Because it's the end, it hits hard, not because it's loud. This was Slim Shady's last word on MGK, and he made sure everyone heard it. Why haven't any of these celebrities responded to what Eminem said about them? Sometimes, nothing says more than silence, and their silence says everything. People like Diddy, Megan Thee Stallion, Candace Owens, and even MGK stay quiet after being put on blast in front of the whole world. The death of Slim Shady wasn't just a record, it was a shot across the bow, and the lack of action isn't peace, it's fear. Hit like and comment your thoughts. We're looking deeper into more shocking moments from this album, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. If you think this is wild, check out our video on proof that your favorite artist is just copying Michael Jackson.